happy Monday, everyone. I hope that you're jumping on and joining us. Give a chance for the comments to pull up and for Mary to be able to see those. Mary, are you seeing comments on the page?
I haven't seen anyone. Okay, I see Linda Hanson. Hey, Linda, hi.
Hey, good. Okay. Well, happy Monday, everyone. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I know, Mary, you've been live before with the Craft-Ins, but I always like to have everyone just take a moment and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Snyder. I am a creative partner, and I've been a creative partner pretty much from the beginning. Maybe I missed the first couple months when we went to direct sales, but I love it. I've changed my whole way of scrapbooking. And you'll see at the end of the month, I'm going to do another crafting from the beginning of scrapbooking until today. And you'll see something where I've traveled. But anyway, today, I'm from Pennsylvania. It's a little cold outside, but we're supposed to have some nice spring weather later on this week. I'm a mom of 4. 3 of my children are married, and the other one's working and enjoying life right now. So,
and you've been scrapbooking? I don't even know, Mary. How long have you been scrapbooking?
Probably over 20 years. I'm not even sure how long, but it was like I had a friend who kept saying, you ought to get into scrapbooking, because I did all kinds of crafts and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, what do you do? And I'm looking at my old stuff, and then all of a sudden it just clicked. Like, oh my God, this is what I should have been doing like forever, like
it speaks to your soul. Yeah.
It was just, yeah. And I have way more pictures than I do what I have finished, but I have a lot of stuff. So I'm very grateful.
Absolutely. Yep. Enjoy the journey. Well, I love your style. Every time you share something, I look forward to that crafting event. When you said that, I was like, how exciting. I can't wait to see that one at the end of the month. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Details and your little extra elements that you always add. So I'm going to turn the time over to you so that we can be inspired by you and sharing your tips and tricks also with fun borders and just overall details in what you have to share with us. So.
Okay. So hello, everyone. I'm going to be talking about fun borders this week, and it looks like there are, I think, 8 of them in our catalog right now. And they are like one of those things that a lot of times we forget about, except some of them I use more often than the others, like scallops I use a lot, and the large brackets I use a lot. Not so much the chevrons. I have used them, and Cedar Trails and Happy Trails, but they're all really good. And I'm going to be showing you some of them and what I've done with them. And, hopefully I'll get you inspired. In this particular layout, I'm going to be using the large brackets. And what I like to do sometimes is, bring it over on the other page also. So here on the right side, I'm using a large bracket 1 on the bottom. And I'm also using it in the same direction on the other side, but I'm not using the whole bracket. So there you go. You don't always have to use the whole thing, just a little piece. I used it on the 2-inch border, added some ribbon, and that was basically it there. But what's nice about some of these is you have elements or accessory templates that go along with these. And for example, this template, Curly, it's an a la carte, but it came with the monthly kit, which is, an advantage of, belonging to the monthly club, because you'll get unique templates that you can only get them through belonging to the club. And luckily for everyone, this month, well, until the 12th of March, we're in March already, I can't believe it, they're offering 10% off all the fun borders, and that extra, and then you get an extra 10% off. Well, you get 10% off for being a club member, but for being a club member until the 12th, you get another 10% off. So it's a great time for, you know, to sign up to be a club member, to get these templates, the fun borders at a good discount. But, you know, I'm just mentioning that right now because this template was from the club, and it just goes perfectly with the brackets, I believe, you know. I'm going to be just going on and showing you how these templates work. So I'm going to pull this aside. Let's see if there's any comments, guys. If you have any questions, don't mind, just post them there in the comment section. Hi, Betsy and Jan and Carmen. Let's see, do I see anybody else here? Lisa, Nikki, I'm sure I have more pics than I have time left in life too. Oh yeah, I have so many, but I'll never run out. I can't believe these people that say I've run out already. The next one, this is more of a wild page of mine, but I did want to point out that I use Cedar Trails. And what was nice about Cedar Trails, because this page was so, to me, it was kind of loud, but this is my granddaughter who got a hold of my daughter's old camera and just was pretending she was taking pictures of me. And I thought it was so cute. And I thought it would go great with this kit. But anyway, what I liked about Cedar Trails is Cedar Trails I added on top of a border, some regular border strips. And what it did was, because it was a solid color, it broke that down a little bit so it didn't look so wild. And so I liked that, but I only used it on one side. So you don't always have to use them on both sides of your layout. Again, this was a monthly kit, and this camera was in the monthly kit. This Polaroid frame was in the monthly kit. I don't remember everything that was in that kit this time, but that was a fun layout to work on. Okay, another one here is, again, I'm going to be using the bracket, but there's 3 different brackets. What's nice about the brackets is 3 different brackets in that set, and they're all just a little shape different. So you have, you know, a full bracket. You have one that doesn't have the little tabs on the side or whatever you want to call them, and you have one that's shaped like this, I guess. Yeah, okay. So in this particular instance, I wanted to use this template, but I did not use the whole thing. I just used the smaller portion of it. Okay, and it, again, a good inch and a half is cut off from the top. On this particular side, I use banners too to hold my photos, which I really liked using it this way. And I actually put it on here and put my photos on top, and then I put 2 of them together. Again, this was another monthly kit, which I thought worked perfectly. Even though you only have one banner, these kind of matched the same kind of design, and that's where I carried it over on that side. Any questions? Okay. Which kit? This was this year, December's kit, I believe. Maybe Susan knows better. I didn't write that down right now. It looks like I have a whole bunch of the monthly kits going on right now because that's the book I pulled from. This is one where they used to carry mini borders, okay, and they were only 8 inches long, and that's what I used. But I wanted to point out you can use the regular borders that went with it. These are the scallop, and what I wanted to show you was you can take this border and put it, you know, you make your, you know, your marks, trace it, flip it around and trace it again, matching up the scallops on both sides. And you can make your own little strip that goes across your page. And this goes through my page and underneath here, if you can see this, what I'm talking about. So you have the scallops going one way and then you have the scallops going the other way, and then I put a little 1/2 inch strip in the middle. That was just another fun way of using it, but not going crazy with it. This again was another monthly kit. We got the jar with it. We got this big template here with it. So like I was saying, these monthly kits come, you don't know what you're getting, but they've always been super, super nice, and you can use them over and over and over again. Again, I just took, this was the mini scallops, but like I was saying here, you can take your regular scallops, do the same thing. And I like adding like lace or a 1/2 inch strip or something along that. Sometimes that's all you need, but it matches nicely with the lacy trims over here. And it just kind of goes together. So that was just another way of using that. As you can see, scallops are one of my favorite or easy to use. What I liked about this particular one is I like to back my scallops with one of the colors that's in the pattern paper to make it pop more off the page. So what I did was I did the bottom here first, and I took and traced it out of the blue pattern paper. And then I took the orange paper and I traced it again. And when I placed it on top and moved it up about 1/4 inch. And then the other scallop is actually, what I did was, and let me see if you can see it here. I took the scallop and I traced it, but I moved it down. So let's just say if I'm going to be doing this, okay, I'll show you on here. It's white, but you'll see what I'm talking about, hopefully. So I traced it like normal, okay. That would be your first, let's say it was the orange color, okay. Then I would take the scallop, you could use either scallop, it doesn't matter, but do you see how if I move it to be in the middle, I can move it down? And so those scallop marks, and what I do is I mark it on the corner of the paper, so I know then that it's in the middle. And that would be the next one I would cut out. And that would alternate those scallops. And what I would do is then I would pick my scallops up and I would finish that off on this side. Okay. And then my two scallops, well, obviously I didn't cut them out, but my two scallops would be kind of alternating where the other one was. And that's where I got the 2 layers and layered them on top. Any questions there? I love the cardstock backed scallops. Yeah, I do too. And that's how they are. They're overlapping. But I did that by just moving the template when I went to trace it. It's not that the template was any different. Both templates are exactly the same. So by moving one, you can overlap them and make it longer or shorter. Okay, so that's another little thing. And then I put my lace on it, my 1-inch borders. Okay, let me see what I have here. Another thing, it's again with the scallops. I'm sorry, I keep showing the scallops, but like I said, they're one of my favorite. I don't see where the small scallop is, so we're just going to use this to show you. I had it pulled out. I don't have it here. So what I was going to say is, imagine this is your scallop down here. You don't always have to make it that size. Like I made it longer. So take your templates there and add some length to that, or not length, height to it. And then again, I just go ahead and add something in the middle with lace, or it could have been another piece of paper. Again, just use a shorter piece on this side. Okay, here's that. I think this was one of the first time I ever did the double scallops with the borders behind it. And there's actually 4 of them here, but I like how they make them pop. It pops. So you have it over here and you have it over here, going different directions, but outlined with lace on the end. Let me see. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, Natalie and Kath. I'm seeing what she said. Yeah, is that another matte layer? Okay, so that's that one. But again, like I said, these aren't layered, so that the scalp's going in between. They're the same length, but I still like the way that looks there. That was a fun day. Here's another one. It looks like the scallops, but it's not, and it has more things coming. There's my scallop, and it has more templates that come with this one. This is actually Cedar Trails. So they look like scallops, and you can make it a scallop on one end, which is what I did here. It's not quite as droopy as a regular scallop, but you can do an ocean wave with it or whatever. But it also comes with 2 other designs that are really nice. So with this particular one, I had my border. I think that's Paisley Place, and I just put this Cedar Trails on top. So that's another thing. It doesn't have to be that particular shape. You could only do one side if you'd like. Here's one again. I'm sorry, they're scallops, but I wanted to point out on here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I made 10 borders on each side. So we have the 1/2 inch, we have the scallop, we have the scallop again with the border, with the purple underneath. We have a 1/2 inch on the bottom, and we have another scallop on the bottom. And in here too, we have the scallops going the other way, and then it backed with the cardstock. It doesn't look like 10 layers of borders, but that's what's on this page. And here you take that 2-inch strip and you just put the scallop on the top and the bottom, and look at it, makes a nice border that way. Yes, pull out that lace, Nikki. I use quite a bit of it. Again, this looks more complicated than it is, but it really isn't. It's just a matter of one of the brackets. And again, I used that curly Q that went in it. And then they're just 3 kind of 4x6s and a 3x4s. And then I used the Celebrate clouds up top, and I guess that's Tiny Charmed, I think, the heart on there. But again, this was from a monthly kit. Yeah, and I just did some detail on the tail end of it, but another unique template that isn't part of what you can purchase. But I really like this template a lot, especially to go with the brackets. Now I'm just showing you this, even though it wasn't with this template, but I wanted to show you if you use chevrons. And what this was used with was a tiny border, which, like I said, they don't have anymore. So I'm going to show you using this. If you wanted to just trace the bottom of this as a chevron, and and just cut it across straight on the top, you can always add like these little tiny, I just have these little balls on there, but just something to make it kind of look like, I know, this kind of reminded me of the beach when you see all those little, what do you call them? canopies over windows at the beach homes. So it kind of reminded me of that. But this is another one that I really like, these chevrons. Unfortunately, I didn't pull them out, but I thought that would go. Thank you. Let me see here. I have quite a bit here. Here's one that I always liked this one. You know, you have your normal, here's one of your templates that we used before. I like this template, and we used the banners here. Okay, so you can use that kind of like a mat, but then you can build on it with your embellishments. This is from the pet accessory set. You know, your flowers. Then you have your regular border under here, but then I went and got Cedar Trails. No, Happy Trails. Let me get the right way. I got the Happy Trails, and again, I just wanted to break up that yellow on the top. So I added the blue, kind of like the background, but just punching out these little flowers made such a big difference on this layout to me. So you can decorate these borders up. They don't look, you know, don't hesitate to just add some little stuff to your things, especially if it's a more of a plain background. Even though that's got white in it, I still consider that almost like a solid. But these banners are one of my favorite, along with scallops and brackets. Then I wanted to show you, I make borders sometimes for when I go to shows, which I haven't been in a while. So I have a collection of them, but I'm only going to show you a couple. Here's one that it's using the big scallop with, I don't know if I wrote it on the back here. No, I did not. With one of the templates, and this would go on top on another page, which I pulled out the paper so you can see what it would look like. But okay, so you would have this one down here, this one up here. This is the deer template that we have as an a la carte. And I just punched out some flowers and added them there. I love that paper with the deer. So we have that. Oh, thank you, Becky. Yeah, so I like to add these I like to add these fun borders with the regular borders quite a bit. Here's another one, and all it is a 1/2 inch border. Same thing here, a 1/2 inch strip on the bottom with the large scallop. And then I die cut out this little baby deer on top. But it really isn't a lot on here, but it's enough. Okay, and you got, you know, add my little bit of glitter somewhere on there. And that was another border. So you can use them. This is the background is white, and what I like to do is I trace it the same way, but I use these scallop scissors. These are by Fisker, but I love using them. That's another one of my favorite. And while I'm showing you here, there's a little trick to cutting. You never want to start cutting right here at the very center of your scissors. And you never want to keep cutting until the very tip, because if you look at the tip, I don't know if you can see here or not, but if you look at that tip, it's straight at the end. So if you were to cut, it would just be straight at the end. And you don't want that, because you want to continue the scallop. So you go almost to the end, and then you match it up and you continue again. And the same thing, you don't go all the way to the middle. You just go And I know this seems like a simple thing, but I know a lot of people have gotten frustrated, and I'm not doing that anymore. But you end up with a perfect line there, and you just follow the curve the same way. So we have that border. And then another thing is, you know, don't just think of bottoms and tops and sides. Let's get those scallops, because again, it's my favorite. And let's put them in the middle this time, or more towards the bottom. And we got the scallops matching up again. Not much more to this page except one border. Again, I don't know, it might be paisley place, but I'm not positive. And then I just did the red matching that and attached them all with a strip, an inch strip in the middle, and then put a couple templates on there that's from Heart to Heart a la carte template, which comes with the small one and the big one. And it has a cutout in the middle that these little hearts are cut out of. How I did what, Melissa? Which paper is Kiwi paper, Johnny? Joni, is it Joni or Johnny? I'm looking at the templates right, I mean your messages right now. Okay, so again, you know, I mean, you certainly can make borders and not be ready for them. I mean, these could go pretty fast, don't you think? Another one. Another one here. Again, I think this is it. No, this is it. Okay, so here another one. We have the brackets. Okay. Again, the brackets and the scallops, they go nicely together. And I just, you know, double cut them with the solid red behind them to pull them out and put strips up. And that's one of the templates. And I think I did write it on the back this time. Scallops, large bracket, and tiny springtime. So that's all that's on there. And this just went on the bottom with that one. There you go. You could add your pictures, a little journaling or something, and be done with that layout. Again, let's use our truck, you know, our truck that's a la carte, and our scallops again. But here I just punched out some hearts and punched out some circles and made this, like, you know, truck here on the bottom. So I thought that was cute. Again, this time I backed it with red glitter paper, which really pops the whole thing out because I have glitter here and throughout the hearts here and glitter over here. I did not back it with glitter, but I just put the little, I match it up. Yeah, I just put, you know what? I think this goes with this. Yeah, and this one went with this. I mixed it up. They went like that, and they went like that. And the last thing that I have, and I wanted to show you, was how to do something. Nice photos of your layout. I do have a lot of photos, but maybe I should just make an album or something. All right. The last thing I'm going to show you is, I mean, I do a lot of stuff, not just Kiwi Lane, but I tried to incorporate Kiwi Lane with my stuff that I have always done and worked with. So here I wanted to use this cutout, but I also really liked this streamer template. So I'm going to show you how I did that with pictures. Okay, this is the one on this side. So this is streamers. Again, this is one of the template sets that are on sale this month. I mean, till the 12th. If you are a Kiwi club member, and there's 3 different clubs to choose from. There's the monthly club where you get the paper and the templates. There is the one where you, I guess, put $15 into your account, which gives you the benefit of the discount, which is always a 10% discount. And, you know, sometimes they have special promotions like this time with the extra 10%. And the other one is just the template club. So you don't always have to get all the paper. You can just get the templates that come with the kit that month. So this was, like I said, I want to make pictures to go flow into this area here. But if you notice, I added 2 layers of 2 different coordinating patterns underneath just the bottom. I wanted it to resemble the grass, even though it's not the same color. I thought it pulled out the orange in here. So let me see if we have any questions here. Some albums with extra pics too. Okay, so let me just go and try to duplicate what I did here. The first thing you have to do is I used the 3x4 picture, the size, but using the width of 3 inches, these pictures would have to be on top of right next to each other, which is fine. And you may want to do that, but for some reason or another, I wanted it a little bit apart. And I see this, which one is it? Yeah, I see this Cascade Trails going in here, and looking at it right now, that wasn't necessary because you don't see much of it, but you can do that. So what I did was I narrowed these down to 2.5 so that I could get and have that border in between on my paper. Okay. And I lost the other picture. Where's the other picture? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I want to put 4 pictures in a border. So what I did was I first traced the border, which I did already. And you won't be able to see it, but it's right here. Okay. And right here. So I trace that, and it's going to be going this way because there is an orientation to this paper. So what I do now is I kind of just put a little dot of adhesive on here and kind of place them where I like them in there. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I have enough room. I don't want that one. I want to make sure I have enough room in between. So I'm not pressing down right now. Okay, we're going to go down a little bit. I might adjust these once I get them all up here. So yeah, I'm gonna. Now I notice that these are longer, taller than the width of my template. So some hang off, and I'm going to be cutting them and trimming them down. So I want to make sure these are all kind of similar. So if one's cut, the other one's cut, and I want to make sure the space in between them is pretty much equal. So I'm going to adjust them again. Okay, and this one's pretty good. All right, so what I do next is, okay, so they're down a little bit, like I said, not much. And what I do next is I take my template, okay, and I match up where I had drawn my lines before. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can attach them permanently and then trim, which is probably the easier thing. Whereas if you really have bigger pictures, you might want to trace where you have to cut them off. And it doesn't look like much has to be cut off. So I'm going to leave them on there. I'm just going to tack them down a little bit more because then I don't have to move them off of there at all. And I'll just go over and just cut out my border with them like that. Now, if you want to mat your pictures and have like white around them or another color around them, the time to do it would be before you tack them down. And then you do the same thing, move them up, move them down, adjust them where you want them to be. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go and cut. And Linda Hansen, thank you so much for that tip the other day about these scissors, which I never knew. See, part of it is you can't always see that line, but I can see because I'm not cutting much off. These Tim Holtz scissors, believe it or not, have a right way. It's not that it's wrong, but they have a way that will not allow these little teeth marks to show when you're cutting your paper. I don't know if any of you ever noticed that. So if you see little teeth marks, then you're going to flip your scissors over the other way and cut it. So here we go. We're going to cut this side. And see, that's another thing. If there's more that you have to cut off than what I'm cutting off, then you may want to, put the template on top and draw on the picture where you have to cut it off, because you won't be able to see it where the line is. Let's see here. I'm not up to date here. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I missed a lot. There you go, Linda. Teeth on the bottom for a smooth cut. How do you find out if there is a special? Well, you'll be getting an email through Kiwi Lane, and they're going to mention about any specials or promotions that are going on. So make sure you're signed up with Kiwi Lane. Okay, so here is my border with this, but I just felt that it needed a little bit more to pop it, and so I meant to cut it a little shorter. Let me trim it. I'm going to trim it a little shorter on the bottom, only because when I made that border, I didn't leave enough room. So I'm just trimming a little bit off. And what you would do to make that scallop bigger is you would trace your template, but when you cut it out, you would, oh, what happened? My account was locked. Okay, my account is locked on my computer. I don't know what that's all about. So I can't see what I'm showing you, but you can see it. So all I did was I add that in. Let me get my eraser so I can erase my pencil marks, and then I can show you. So I want to glue this down normally, and then you can ink it, which I didn't do, but I'll do that. 1 second. But I want to show you one more, but for the life of me, I can't remember what template I used, but it's similar. And so anyway, I would ink that and I would add that on. And if it's on, can't see it. I got to get another piece of paper here. I don't know if this matches, but I'm going to show it to you. Let's just say, see how it pops? So you can put the scallop behind it. I'll make it'll pop a little bit. But like I was saying, if you wanted to mat these like in a white or something like that, the same color as that, you would do it and then put them on and then do your trimming. Okay, let me see here. All right. So the other one I wanted to show you was, and maybe I can figure out what template I used, but it's kind of similar. And maybe someone there can help me out. And I apologize that I can't see any messages. I will look at it afterwards and comment. But here was one, and I'm not sure. Excuse me here, I have a little tickle. I'm going to look at these templates and see if I can tell which one it might be. Well, I know it's not Cascade Trails. And I don't think it was Streamers, because it's not Streamers. Okay, I'll figure this out and let you know, but it's kind of along the same way, but you're going to be having a background paper and you're going to place your pictures wherever you draw that line. And then you'll be able to trace it on here and cut it, but it's similar. And I thought this was Streamers, but it's not. But I did want to mention that you can change the length of this. You know, like right here, you could just make it that long and cut the ends off so it's shorter. Same thing, this matched with this. So you play around with that template. You don't always have to make it that size. You can shorten it. You can shorten it this way. But I think that is it. And I wish I could get on my computer. Let's see here. Let me see if I open up a new window here, if I can open it. Okay, let me just check. Give me 1 minute. My account's locked. All right, well, I apologize, guys. I don't know what that means. So if you have any questions, please comment. I will figure this out about my account because there's no reason why it should be locked. I didn't do anything. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Now I have to shut you down, guys.